All right, folks, I'm not sure how we topped that previous interview with Larry King. The one question I did not get to ask him was, why on earth did you ask Yasser Arafat, and this is almost a quote, Yasser, what's with the hat? Tell us about the hat. I mean, to me, that's like asking Adolf Hitler, hey, Adolf, what's with the mustache? Tell us about the mustache. You know, I mean, Anyway, all right, we're joined right now, ladies and gentlemen, on our panel by John Gizzi, Newsmax Washington DC Bureau Chief, and we're efforting here Susan Ferrecchio, Washington Examiner Chief Congressional Correspondent. Let's say hello to John. Hey, John, how you doing?
Great, Steve. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Okay, so the Senate got 67 votes. Some thought that there would be enough Republicans to block that from happening, and they have signed off on the debt ceiling with nothing attached to it, as the House did yesterday. What's your take on that?
Well, very simply, this is Speaker Boehner shooting craps with destiny. He had said he wanted attachments as recently as a week ago, and within a matter of days this week, he did a 180-degree turnabout and supported the clean debt ceiling. Remember, in the House, this was passed with near unanimous votes among Democrats and only 28 Republicans. Even the concept of attaching the delay that the House Ways and Means Committee chairman favors on new regulations limiting the ability of educational groups was not attached. This was clean. It extends the debt ceiling until March of 2015, and Boehner took an issue off the table, but in return he gets little. As to what the Republican Party base will do, he's banking that they'll care enough about Obamacare to give him a pass on this. Time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell. And why couldn't they attach something? And let me know when we get Susan. Do we have Susan yet? No. Okay. Why couldn't they have attached to this, John, in the House, at least make the Democrats vote on something like the Keystone Pipeline, tying that to the debt ceiling? If it went down, then Democrats would have been on record for voting against the Keystone Pipeline or veterans benefits, although I believe, according to Mary Madeline, that there might not have been enough Republicans to get on board with restoring some of the veterans' pension benefits either. But couldn't there have been some kind of show vote that would have put pressure on Democrats instead of just going to the clean vote right away?
All right. I just came from a meeting where a spokesman for Speaker Boehner was put on the hot seat.
I love breaking news, John. That's why you're here.
Asked the very same questions you did, Steve.
Okay.
And he says, quite honestly, these things were discussed, but there was just such opposition from so many Republican members to raising the debt ceiling, period, that they concluded there was nothing they could attach to it that would have the broad-based appeal to have Republicans defy the Tea Party groups in their district, defy prospective primary opponents, and say, I'm going for a debt ceiling. Now, at least one of the members who's been in the forefront of trying to cut down the debt with major policy changes, sophomore Congressman Tim Huelskamp, were things that could have been attached that would have gotten his vote, even though he's opposed extending the debt ceiling almost without exception since he came to Congress in 2011.
Right. Let me ask you one question, John. We only have about a minute left.
Sure.
This immigration reform, the speech or the comments made by John Boehner last week, most people assume it's dead, but not everybody. And some people think, I had Tim Huelskamp yesterday who said he still thinks it's possible that they wait till the deadline's passed for prospective opponents to file to run against some of these Congress people, and then when they're safely ensconced in a re-election seat, then they bring up immigration reform and pass it. Are they going to pull a fast one, you think?
Well, I know this. The New York Times in January predicted precisely what you're saying and what Congressman Huelskamp is saying. In other words, lay low right now, and then after the bulk of the primaries are over, which will be in the summer, come back in the fall, and then pass a comprehensive package. Now, I would say one thing. I'm old enough to remember...
We only got 15 seconds, so just give it to me in a nutshell. Yeah.
To do that would be to run the risk of the base staying home.
I couldn't agree with you more. John, I could not agree with you more. Listen, great talking to you, John Gizzi, Newsmax Washington DC Bureau Chief on Newsmax TV.
The Steve Malzberg